The Israeli footballer Sagiv Jehezkel has left Turkey after authorities had briefly detained him for expressing solidarity with Israeli hostages being held by Hamas. Sagiv Jehezkel was playing on Sunday when he flashed a bandage on his wrist to photographers. It showed the Star of David along with the words 100 days and 710 in reference to Hamas October 7th attack on Israel. The 28-year-old was taken into custody after the match and accused of inciting hatred in public. Jehezkel says he was calling for an end to the war. And Dorian Jones, DW's Istanbul correspondent, joins us now from there. Dorian, why did the police arrest Sagiv Jehezkel?
Well, as you said, he was detained because accused of inciting public hatred. This is a catch-all offence that's been used mainly against opponents of the government regime. It's a serious offence. It does carry several years imprisonment if you're found convicted, and people have been in jail under this offence. Now, the Israeli footballer Jehezkel vehemently denied the allegations, saying this has nothing to do with supporting the Israeli offensive into Gaza, which public prosecutors were alleging. He said he was against war, and he said that this was just a sign to call for an end to the conflict. But despite the protestations, the investigation is continuing into the footballer, but he is understood to have left the country early this evening and has returned back to Israel. And it's not expected that he will be coming back to the country anytime soon.
Now, how's this incident being viewed by the Turkish public and also by his clubmates?
Well, it certainly made a lot of news and among especially the pro-government media. They're quick to jump on anything which they see as supporting the Israeli war in Gaza. This is a very emotive subject, as is in much of the world. And anyone that's deemed to be supporting that Israeli war is seen as someone that is an enemy not only of the Palestinians but of Muslims and according to the president, anyone who believes in humanity. So they were quick to come heavily down on him, saying that this was an outrageous attempt to causing incitement and hatred within the country, and his football club Antalyaspor were quick to act, and they have annulled his contract and ended any link to the club. So he was really left abandoned very quickly, although the Israeli soccer player has been at pains throughout to say that this was nothing to do with supporting the war, but merely to call for an end to the conflict. But those denials have really carried very little favour in much of the pro-government media.
Now, do you think this will have an impact on the relation between Israel and Turkey?
Well, it certainly has added fuel to the fire between these two countries. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has been in the forefront of condemning the Israeli offensive into Gaza and has been particularly targeting the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And that has been met with equally strong rebuttals from Israel. And the Israeli Justice Minister Yoav Gallant was quick to condemn the detention of the Israeli footballer. He said that Turkey is acting as a de facto executive arm of Hamas, the latest vitriolic language between these two countries. But it has to be said, despite this growing war of words between the two countries, trade between them has boomed. And in fact, according to local media reports, since the start of the conflict, trade between Turkey and Israel has increased by over 30%, and including that Turkey is one of the main suppliers of oil to Israel from delivering oil from Azerbaijan. And despite calls from countries like Iran to end that, Turkey has steadfastly refused. So there's a great deal of pragmatism here as well behind the war of words between the countries. Trade still continues. Now, Turkish Foreign Minister Fidan said that's totally normal, and it is seen as a sign that possibly Turkey is looking beyond Benjamin Netanyahu, and they don't want to sever all ties between Turkey and Israel over this conflict.
Dorian Jones there reporting from Istanbul. Thank you very much, Dorian.